So, Scott, you're first of all, you're known as Jimmy Niggles, and I'm curious, where did that come from?
Um, well, the idea. Sorry, there's a plane. Um, the idea was, well, basically we went on a surf trip a fair few years ago, and we were all driving in between breaks, and we were just playing some card game. And we're like, if you had to make a name up from scratch, what would you call yourself? And from nowhere, I kind of plucked Jimmy Niggles, and anyway, that was kind of when Facebook was first coming out. So I put that as my name, and we all put our fake names on that. And so, and that was at uni. And then when we started this whole beard season thing, I thought I'd use that name because anytime someone would search for it, it would go straight back to beard season and not, you know, like my LinkedIn or whatever.
Yeah. No,
So yeah, and we thought, it'd kind of create this, and who is Jimmy Niggles kind of thing, and yeah, and it's kind of helped in building this a little bit.
yeah. Now, and for those who don't know, you started growing your beard in 2009 after your friend passed away from melanoma. And I'm curious, what specifically about the beard? Like, why, like, what about that kind of facial hair drew you in?
Um, well, yeah. So Wes passed away, and it was just a huge. I don't know. It was just really. It's just shook us up a lot as a group. We're not like none of us expected that this kind of thing would happen. Everyone thinks melanoma is like an old person thing, and it's for those leathery people down on the beach, and they're old anyway. So um, when he got taken down by it, we're at his wake at his little pub in country New South Wales,
Mhm.
and we were sitting around and we were like, we really need to do something because we just did some research and found out that most people that die from melanoma are aged 18 to 45, and a lot of them are male,
Mhm.
um, for two reasons. One, because most blokes think they're bomb proof, um, and especially in like places like country Australia and yeah, anywhere around the world. But and secondly, they're the hardest people to try and get in to get a skin check. Who like the last people who would go in and say, "Hey, I've got something wrong with me. Can you look out? Like, have a look at this."
Yeah.
So we are like, we need to target those people, and we were just having some beers, and there were some farmers in the corner of the room who had amazing beards. Like they were old dudes. They were like wizard farmers, and they had like beautiful, big, thick, like incredible beards. And we're like, those guys have amazing beards. No one our age has beards. This is like 4 years ago. So um, why can't we grow beards? We've all got jobs and stuff, but fuck it. Like, every time someone asks about the beard, we'll tell them to get a skin check. And I suppose Wes's melanoma was on his neck as well. It was just here.
Yeah.
And after doing some more, like most sun or most melanomas happen around the neck and like on the face. So it does offer a little bit of sun protection. And I think some guy's done a bit of a research report into that from the University of Queensland, and he reckons like it's good to protect you. But yeah, mainly as a conversation starter.
And so, I mean, it really did, though, start a whole lot of conversations. You started This Is Beard, and that turned into beard season, and now it's Project 60. And, people have seen your face like all over the internet. And I'm
Sorry
curious
about
for you. I think it's fine. I think most people are happy to see a good beard. But for you, what has that journey been like, and just go through the past few years? What has it been like for you?
um, well, it started just from that conversation at the pub, and I suppose just growing the beard and having that idea at the start to. I basically said, if I'm going to do this, I want to meet someone I've never met before every day and talk about our mate Wes and challenge them to get a skin check. So part of that, taking a photo with someone each day and doing this point like that, um, setting that challenge for myself has been really good because it's made me go and talk to people. And I suppose all of this whole thing has just been talking to people and meeting people and then following up on what they've said, and like everyone you talk to, it's so surprising, has some kind of connection with skin cancer or melanoma.
Hmm.
So 2 out of 3 Australians will get some kind of skin cancer before they're 75, and all around the world, like it's crazy. England and America, it's actually surprising amount of people like cop it over there, and it's quite unrepresented. Anyway, um, so taking the photo with someone each day was a great challenge, and that kind of built its own groundswell on social media and stuff. And I suppose the key to that was that it's not my story; it's everyone that I've met along the way. So if I meet someone, take their photo, then they will share that photo with all their friends. And, I'll meet someone a few months down the track and they're like, oh, yeah, you met my friend. I got a skin check. Thanks so much. Like, yeah, it's been a very organic social way of spreading it all, I suppose.
And
And,
it, and
um,
again, it's expanded into beard season, which not only encourages people to grow their own facial hair in solidarity, you provide links to clinics. And I'm curious, like, how do you see that specific element evolving?
um, well, I met with this guy last week. Um, and he's got a thing called the National Health Services Directory, and basically they're a company that work alongside the government, but they've got access to over 3,000 um, clinics and like skin cancer specialist doctors. So the little tool that we've got on our website now, we kind of just built and hacked um, to launch our website. But these guys are going to set us up so that anyone in Australia can book, like, with confidence, knowing that the doctor is going to follow them up, which is like a huge step. So we want to roll that out if it's successful to as many countries as we can. It's just that is like the hardest thing to try and work out is like if I talk to someone, they go to the website and they contact the doctor, is that meeting actually going to happen? So hopefully we're kind of trying to fill those gaps now.
But that's something
But
that you're able to visualize that, and you're able to see that happening in the future.
yeah, because ideally it'd be great to go, okay, you know, we've got a great following on social media and that's great and we're meeting lots and lots of people, but to convert that to, okay, we got, 20,000 new followers this year, but how many people booked skin checks and how many people actually found something? That's kind of the goal, to kind of get that accountability.
Do you feel
Yeah.
that people like lose that message at all ever? Like, is it sometimes just about the awesome beard, or or do you think that people always are going to pay attention to that message?
Um, well, I think I think part of the story is finding out themselves. Um, and a lot of the time, you meet people and they might get a photo, or they'll recognize a face or one of the people from Project 60, but I think it's like those who know or go into and find out more, like you leave it up to them to find out a lot of the time. because it's if yeah, because I don't want to be too heavy-handed in the messaging, but because it's such a strong message and so many people have been affected by it, I like that sense of discovery about it. Does that
Yeah,
make sense?
yeah, for sure. And when
But I know it because you just get, say we've got 34,000 Instagram followers. I don't know how many of those people actually know what it's all about, but you know, hopefully eventually they will.
now, in terms of another message that you mentioned, and I sort of briefly touched upon, is Project 60, which is a stunning sort of book of portraits of people. And right now there's a Kickstarter campaign going on. And I'm curious, how did you connect with the photographer Brock Elbank? And what specifically about his work kind of what about his work was interesting enough for you to actually do this project with him?
Um, well, your beard's coming along quite well. You might be in the next series.
I just started. I just started.
Good. Did you see Willem, the Welsh guy with he's called
The ginger beard? Is that?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I did.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Be the second
Um,
ginger beard.
so Brock, like I work in advertising, and Brock came around to the agency a few years ago, and brought his folio and showed us all, and when he finished, he's like, mate, I gotta shoot you, and I was like, what? And he was like, I gotta get your portrait. I've done a bearded series before, and I like taking photos of people with beards and tattoos and freckles, and I was like, fuck, okay, let's do it. I've never done a portrait really before, so I don't know. I went around to his house or to his studio, and did a shot, and he put it up on the internet, and for some reason, I don't know how he did it, but it got it kind of went crazy. There's that one with the jumper.
Yeah. It went
Um,
viral.
hey,
It went viral. Like a lot of
yeah,
people saw that
so
picture.
it, people picked it up and made memes into it, and I think at one point it got 545,000 views in like 2 hours or something since it was put up, and it kind of Anyway, it went crazy. So like, fuck, this guy is, he's pretty good. And I looked at all his other work, and I was like, he's an amazing portrait photographer, and his style is so unique. And like you look at a shot and you'll be like, yeah, that's about Brock Elbank. So um, we kind of stayed in touch, and he was really interested in beard season and trying to connect me with a lot of other people. And before he left to go back to England, he suggested this idea. Um, so pretty much he'd been ripped off a lot. So like that image had been crazy. Like all of his images, like Ricky Hall, this other guy Miles Better, who's like this icon. Like you just search for beards, and his images are everywhere. Like on t-shirts and coffee mugs and like skateboards and just for, like everything. But he hasn't seen a dime of it, and he hasn't gotten any like real recognition. So he was like, all right, I want to do the ultimate series of beards, and I want to do them for your charity. I don't like not in it for money. I just want to like have it as like a stamp of like this was by Mr. Elbank, and have everyone kind of realize. So, and I was like, okay, this is great because beard season's got a bit of a swell happening. It would be great to take it out a bit further, and this is like the perfect opportunity. So, yeah, I suppose we just started talking, and kind of started the series with Gwillem, the ginger beard, at the start of this year, and it's kind of it's built up so much,
I
so
mean,
much more than what
it's built up in the sense that like the actor John Hurt is in this book,
yeah.
and Um,
man, it's in. And we'd love to put a bit of a challenge out to other people. We've been talking to. I went over to LA at the start of this year, and I was gonna meet up with Jeff. What's his name? The dude. Um,
oh, Jeff Bridges.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So Jeff Bridges was actually keen to catch up, and I was, I was like, this is just after I announced that I was selling my beard, and I was like, if I'm going to sell my beard, I need to meet the dude. So I want to get the dude involved, and this other guy, Angelino Gallimini from Italy. So he's kind of fly
Oh,
over to England as well, and this is not Project 60, but going on.
going forward.
So yeah, but basically, it's just astounding how many people have put their hand up to say, I want to be part of it. And we've actually got, like, it's a pretty comprehensive list of beard talent.
Now, so you mentioned this. I guess you're still offering to sell your beard.
Yeah.
Has
um,
have there been any takers? Has anyone managed to cough up $1 million, or is it still?
we're currently we're currently in talks with Gillette. So basically, when I was in England last time, I went to their advertising agency in London, um, who combined with their agency in New York, have put together a big proposal, and like I think they pitched it 2 weeks ago to the global CEO. So,
Wow.
so, and I think like that'd be a great partner, just because it'd be awesome walking into the offices of Gillette and seeing this kind of glass case like scalp my beard just like mounted. And the idea is to kind of have a book alongside it of every single day since it's growing and all the people that it's kind of met and 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 who's been involved in the story. So that would be ideal. But we're open to all takers. I'm
Nice.
sure people can take Gillette to the punch.
Now, I'm curious. How do you feel about other sort of similar missions? Like, obviously, the biggest one I would say is Movember.
Yeah.
Like, you must get that question a fair amount. Like, how do you separate your own mission, or do you just feel like it's in alignment with what they're doing?
Yeah, the Movember guys are incredible, and that's like another amazing Aussie, story of just it's an amazing movement, and there's a heap of other things like November and December and um, yeah, there's a lot of different stuff happening, um, which is fun, but it can be a bit like, oh well, there's just too much other stuff. I won't do this, but I think the one thing that I want to separate beard season with is that we're not a money driven charity. Um, so it's not grow this, give us money, and we'll do whatever with it. I want to just keep it totally focused on action and awareness. So everyone that takes part books a skin check and tries to challenge as many other people to do the same. And we're going to try and build it in a way that is kind of gamified. So at the end of beard season, you can have a running tally of how many people you're preferred to get a check, and it's not all just about having an amazing beard. It's about what you use that beard to do and how many conversations you can spark, and that it's quite a measurable goal. So you actually know if you've saved someone's life. That's kind of the interesting part to all this. So we'll get messages now from people at least once a week saying, I got a skin check, I found a melanoma, and thank God, because it was like, at that point where it
Yeah.
could could have turned nasty. So, um, I just, yeah, I think we're gonna just try and stick to that action message, and I don't know, just keep the quality up of what we've been doing, I suppose.
Yeah.
And also beard season goes for 3 months, so it's not like a because I don't know, I would still struggle to grow one in a month or like anything in a month.
Yeah.
So and winter's a good time. It's in between summers, and it's a good time to kind of have a beard in winter. So,
Nice.
but
Pretty soon, I think I read this. You guys are actually you're becoming a nonprofit. Like right now, it's just you're
I
doing
don't
this
know.
social viral thing. Um,
Yeah, we got our certificate 2 weeks ago.
oh, awesome.
So yeah, we're like, and we had our first board meeting on Wednesday night, which is good. And we're pulling it together to be. We're trying to make it scalable now and trying to work out how we can kind of franchise it to people because we've got people in New York, in LA, in England, in Venezuela who are keen to kind of do their own thing and take it on as their own. And at the moment we're just trying to work out what that looks like and how it kind of can be rolled out on a bigger scale. So so yeah, we're a fully fledged charity with tax deductible status, so we can actually ask for a donation now. And if that $1 million beard idea comes through, that'll all be tax deductible and be set up for our non-profit charity.
How have you thought like if someone actually hands over $1 million? I mean, anyone would be ecstatic, but would you feel totally vulnerable without the beard?
I might
Yeah.
need $1 million worth of therapy just to deal without having it. Um, yeah, it'll be weird. It'll be weird, but yeah, I can't see it when I'm like talking to people, so I don't really know. It's like maybe so I don't know if I'll miss it physically, but I don't know. I think everyone looks at you like babies. They're like staring, and like people. It's crazy when you walk down the street, the amount of people that like look, 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 look. And I suppose that's what it's all about. And speaking to all those people, I'm gonna miss. Like I might just be some weird guy going, "Hey, can I talk to you?" Yeah, I won't have that engagement straight away. So, but fuck, I'll just grow it back each winter and keep it going.
Keep it
And it's
going.
kind of a way of passing the baton on to the organization, so to speak. So it's not just about my face anymore.
Yeah. Scott, aka Jimmy, thank you so much for taking the time to talk. And you're doing really, really awesome stuff. And I love it. I love the project. And I wish you all the best in the upcoming book and the inevitable $1 million that you will receive for your beard.
Fingers crossed.